Welcome to another episode of the Bi Friend Podcast. Because everyone needs a bi friend. And hello, welcome to the show. So, give you a little rundown of things if you're just kind of starting out, if this is, somehow your first episode. But I've got 22 episodes where I'm going to learn more about myself, talk about myself, and just get myself out into the universe. Life is a process. This is a process. And I have friends and family who have been very supportive. And I thank them. And I appreciate every one of them. And as I said in the Friends episode, the friends that I have talked to, I feel I have a superpower of picking the right people. Because when I want to go and tell the world, I will do so. But I have confided in these people and they have kept things to themselves. They're not running around. I mean, it's not something you're just bringing up in conversation. Hey, did you hear Charles is bisexual? No, you're not. You're not. That's not, unless you're just a blabbermouth. Because we all met a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? All right, listen, let's get into this because this episode I am going to learn and I found out stereotypes, different myths and misconceptions about being bisexual. And we're going to go and check that out right about now. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me. I'm moving, I'm grooving with this, and I like it. I like it. It's getting easier each week to talk about things. And that is the plan. I need to put up the schedule that I have because the last episode that I'm going to have is going to be called Acceptance. This all will culminate into this last episode where then I just go out into the world and I do my thing. I mean, which I've been doing, but I'll be happier. I'll be less stressed and burdened and any other thing you want to say about having to just kind of hide this. It's a process. Like I said earlier, it is a process, and I'm not going to rush it because you know what happens when you start rushing things? You fuck up. And I'm not trying to do that. All right, let's get into this. Quit rambling about other stuff. Just like with anything, it's always some, not all. And that's how this is. People, when you hear bisexual, you think that that person likes every male that they come across, every female that they come across. They are just ready. And that's not the case. It's just anything. Think about it. Some, not all. One thing that I've noticed is that right off the bat, masculinity and bisexuality, they don't want to believe that that can be a thing. Nobody wants to hear about it, and they don't want to see about it. But it's real. People think if you're going to be bisexual, you'll probably be a little more feminine. You'll have a girlfriend that'll want to go shopping and doing all those things. And guess what? You'll want to do that. That's not the case. That's not how it works. And I love hearing people's questions because I've gotten a few questions. I haven't gotten a lot of questions. Honestly, I think I'm going to do some different things for the second part of this podcast. I think I'm going to keep this going. I'm feeling good about this, and maybe I can start talking to some more people in the second portion. But let's keep with what I was saying. People don't see any sort of masculinity and bisexuality being even in the same room. It's something people cannot comprehend. And even friends that I've talked to, they still don't comprehend it. But I'm here to tell you, it's true. I'm proof. Because if you saw me out on the streets, you would think I would prefer to do something masculine and manly. You'd be like, oh, he likes to cut trees down or some goofy shit like that. But that's not me. I did that once. I'm not doing that again. That's hard work. Kudos to those people that go out and do that for a living. But yeah, masculinity and bisexuality can be on the same page, in the same room, in the same bed. Ooh. I've heard them say it's a 50-50 split. Right down the middle. No room for error. You're like men, you're like women, you're just a filthy fuck. That's what they think sometimes. That's what it feels like. I've never been in a bigger group setting than the friends that I know. But the way people are, I could only imagine. But it's not a 50-50 split. And I don't even know, it's not really a split. I don't know. For me, it's honestly more fluid. Like I can like someone who is completely just a female, or I could like a male that is more on the feminine side. The masculinity is not my thing. Two beards rubbing together does nothing for me. But you throw a slightly feminine, or not even slightly, just a feminine male in something probably a little tight fitting, hell yeah. Sign me up. I'm letting loose all my secrets and all the craziness. But hey, you're here for it. And again, some, not all. If there's a 6'6" man who looks like he benches 475 and you put a wig on him, that ain't gonna do anything for me either. So it's not everybody. And people don't understand that. It's just way more complicated than that. And sometimes you could tell someone till you're blue in the face, but it's a lot. Could you imagine living the life? Like it's a lot. It's a lot to process all at once or over time. You're just sitting thinking about this stuff. And again, like I said, for men, when they hear, oh, bisexual, guess what? They're going to say, oh, he's gay. There's no in between. There's none of that. Yeah, there's none of that. If a guy hears another guy's bi, automatically he's gay. But if a guy hears a woman is a lesbian, that's attractive. Okay? Stay with me. A woman hears that a guy is bi, that means he's gay. But if a woman Here's a woman is a lesbian. That's quite all right. That's empowering. So you're just going to skip over the bisexuality. It's a whole nother layer. You think I'm just doing this to fucking do it? No. I'm figuring some shit out. I'm learning some shit. I'm understanding stuff. And my method is to talk it out. Another thing they say is bisexuals are untrustworthy because of the fact that they can like a male, they can like a female at any given time. So they can't control themselves, so they become branded as cheaters. Maybe you've never done that. But in people's heads, people get things going. They hear things, they see things, and they just keep that ball rolling in their head, and now they hate you or they don't trust you. And something that I have to think about is rejection, because a lot of people don't understand. And what do people do when they don't understand? They fear it and they don't want to be around it. But I was thinking to myself, man, I got to worry about double rejection. And then I was like, no, I have to think about triple rejection from the black community, from the gay community, because I'm not gay enough because I like women also. And then from the straight community, because I'm not really straight, but I'm not, gay. So they're like, get out of here. Go on, get. So this is a lot. I'm not just doing this for shits and giggles. I'm doing this to get it out in the universe. You know how they say words are powerful? You learn a lot from what you say. And that's what this is, a learning experience. I've seen a lot where people say, oh, it's a phase. Oh, you're going through a phase. It's okay. It's okay. I don't believe it's a phase. It's life. It is what it is. To think years ago they would strap somebody to a chair and just electrocute and just scramble their brains. Glad they don't do that kind of stuff now, because Charles would be fooked. But it's definitely not a phase. And like I said, some, not all. It could be a phase for some, but it definitely wasn't a phase for me. I knew who I was from the beginning. I just didn't know how to express myself properly. And yeah, so I just shut down and stayed away from people. That's kind of how that was. Some people say that a bisexual person is confused. I never felt confused because it didn't feel wrong what I was doing. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, me liking who I liked, it didn't feel, yeah, it didn't feel wrong. That's just that. I don't know why I'm worried about how I'm trying to word it. That's it. I didn't feel like, oh, I had to hide anything. Yeah, there was probably little instances where one of the family members were probably like, oh, he's probably got a little sugar in his tank. I don't know. But it didn't feel like I had to hide it. But it wasn't all the time. Like when I was younger, it was more females. And as I got older, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. They also say, "Oh, you're just experimenting." No. No, no, no. I mean, some, I guess, you got to figure it out. I figured it out. Wasn't bad. I didn't feel like a horrible person. I didn't want to go, "Oh, I'm just going to lay in my bed for a week cuz I did what I did." Whatever, shit happens. That's what I'm trying to say. But again, some, not all. This is one of those late bloom type things. And honestly, I'm glad about that. You know why? Because I probably would have been a nasty, nasty man. I did nasty, but maybe not. But definitely not now. Like, no, no, no. Like, male, female, it doesn't matter. We need to be on the same page. Cause I'll fight somebody. I ain't trying. Nothing's itchy on me. Never. They say you're just gay in denial. Oh, you just don't want to tell anybody. No, listen, like I still love women. Like I I might get a little vulgar in the upcoming episodes, but I'm not trying to get too wild right now. Those are going to be the episodes. Hey, you probably don't want to listen to this around a lot of people because I'm gonna get crazy, say some wild stuff. I will be buffet bound in a second, if you know what I mean. I've heard some of these stereotypes and myths and all that, but I've never heard this one. You stop being bi while you're in a relationship. No, no, you don't. You focus in on who you are with and you just leave the other shit alone. You don't think about it because you're in the moment with the person that you're with, that you're enjoying your life with. That's what that is. I don't know any other way to explain it except for that. When you're in your relationship, you put your time, your effort, and your focus into that person. But that is a very hard thing to get someone to understand. They say you're greedy because you want both. I mean, I'm fat, so maybe I am a little greedy. But that's a lot of work. Like, yeah, that sounds, oh, you want to be greedy. Yeah, wow, that's nice and all, but damn, that's a lot of work. You would never be home. You would be going out doing shit every night of the week. You would never have any free time. I just, no, 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 no. Nope, I'm good with that. Yeah, they say that yeah, you're greedy. They say that you're always horny. I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that. More hornier than greedy. Like, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see what you like. You like what you see, but you're not always doing something about it, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But I'm not, jerking it 17 times a day. Well, it gets wild sometimes, but damn, you're like, you think we're like Olympic athletes or something. one thing that you don't think about is that bi reinforces bi, meaning two, meaning male and female. Now, let me get into a little something that I understand. I mean no disrespect to anybody, but I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I understand that it's male and female and all these other genders. It's too many to remember. All right, I'm going to get into a couple of these genders. Let's do it. You got gender fluid, you got agender, bigender, transgender, demigender, intersex, omnigender, two spirits, AFAB, and that's assigned female at birth. Okay? Gender queer, trans feminine, demi boy, dead naming. Dead naming is someone refers to a transgender or non binary person by their birth name or their former name before transitioning. I'm not going to keep going, but you get the idea. I'm not being rude, but it is a lot to remember and to get right, and to have to get right every time, or there's a potential for you to get cussed out in the middle of a mall. Now, that is the shit that I don't appreciate. Now, I understand that I like women. I understand that I like men. The men that I like look more like women. And like I said earlier, if you put a burly man in a wig, that does nothing for me. It's a certain type. But I will let you be you. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how I think about it. I'm going to be respectful until I'm not, until you give me a reason not to be. Like you've all seen the videos where someone says, "Yes, sir," and the person goes off, "It's ma'am. You better get it right or I'm gonna beat your ass." Listen, you're not gonna be switching shit up on me like that. Either we're gonna throw down or you're gonna hold your purse. I'm not fighting you. But if you want to, bug it. Knuckle up. Hey, I got this. What is this? Espresso martini. Listen, this shit is delicious. I don't really want to say the name because they're not sponsoring me, but it's magical. So, to me personally, I understand that it's male and female, and then it branches out into every different type of variation. And I am okay with that. I don't know how to get people to understand that. Like, it's fine for me. Yeah. I mean, and I still look at it as, hey, listen, it's more than one gender. I look at that also. But I understand it's male, female, and then we go from there. But I don't care as long as you're a good person. I'm gonna treat you with respect. You treat me with respect, and we will have an amazing time. But in the end, I don't. If the person's cool, the person's cool. I I don't know how to explain that anymore. I hope I did that the right way to not offend anybody. But look, in the end, this is how I feel about it. So hopefully no one acts stupid. That's all I'm saying. Now, one thing this is not really a myth or a stereotype or a misconception because some bi people have straight passing privileges. Some, yes and no. Some that look more masculine, some that look more feminine, depending on the person. A male that looks masculine, that is bisexual, they can move in and out of the under the radars, weaving in and out. Uh, you know, a female that is female presenting, she can also move in and out of the radars. But a male that is feminine presenting, they're not going to be able to move with the grace of a bisexual person that looks masculine or feminine, male or female. So it's a weird thing there too, because you get to hear a lot of people's feelings on the whole LGBT community. And without, saying, hey, surprise, I'm a part of it, you just get to hear it. And it's sad sometimes how people are so mean and just monstrous. Like, if someone wants to do something that's different than what you know and understand, you know what? Maybe you should just walk away. Maybe you should just leave them alone. It's not your life. Let the person live their life. That is it. If I find someone, male, female, that makes me I don't care. I don't care. Long as if I'm happy and you're happy, then guess what? We're both happy. Woo! But that's the thing. You got to get to the stage of happiness. And that's all we're looking for, happiness. All right, I don't want to have just all these serious things going on. I did find some funny stereotypes for bisexuals. One was they like plaid and Doc Martens. So, funny thing about plaid, I do like plaid. Maybe that's real because I've always enjoyed plaid to an extent. I never really had a lot of plaid stuff. A few years ago, actually, I went and I got a bunch of plaid Christmas paper, and that's what I gave out. Maybe that's where it started. Maybe that's true because I've been enjoying plaid a little bit more. Just a little bit more. They had something about cuffed jeans. I don't know about anything like that. That's not me. I don't cuff my jeans. They said the finger gun salute is the new bi thing to do. Now, I heard that the peace sign was the new bi thing to do. They're like, hey, you want to tell someone you're bi? Throw up the peace sign. So I guess it's the peace sign and the gun salute. I mean, this is getting a little crazy because now I'm thinking about it. I do like the finger gun salute. I don't know. Everything's getting spinny. This is getting out of control. It's getting too close to home. They said they never like sitting in chairs properly. So I guess they're saying, oh, they're trying to be the cool kids. When you spin the chair around and sit on it backwards. Like, hey, loser. I don't know. I don't like sitting like that. I don't, no. For these, it just sounds like they went to Maine or some shit like that. Like, cuffed jeans? Like, what? Come on. And the last thing that I wrote down was they like to cover everything in the bi colors to be visible, which is that I feel is true. That's another thing that I've started to do. I found stickers and pens and flags, and I've kind of placed them different places in my house, on folders and books, stuff that I have, stuff that people might see and might go, what is that? And they look it up and they go, oh, okay, that's what that means. And they might just leave it at that, or they might confront me. But maybe deep down, that's what I want. Yeah, this is me. It is what it is. You got a problem? Don't fucking talk to me ever again. But I agree with that. Covering things in the bicolors, pink, purple, blue. Because I've noticed that I want to do that. I want that visibility because people think we're just fucking liars, sexual deviants, that we don't know how to make a choice or what we are doing. We know what we're doing. We just got to tread lightly because someone will run up and hit you in the head with a baseball bat just because they don't like who you're holding hands with. That's the world we're living in. And I think that's going to be the episode. So yeah, these are things that I've looked up, things that I've heard about being bisexual. And yes, I'll agree with some of the things, not all of them. Just like all of this. Some, not all. People are going to like who they like, and there's not a damn thing that you can do about it. It's life. Leave people alone, let them live their lives, and we can all just be happy. Isn't that the end result? Happiness? Damn. Let's just get happy. I really had a good time learning about stereotypes, myths, and misconceptions of the bisexual community. Because there's a lot. People don't believe you. They think you're going crazy. You just want to gobble everything up. Maybe a little bit, but it is what it is. Just got to let people live their lives. So thank you for letting me do that, checking this out, and enjoying the show. And don't forget, I'm wherever you podcast. Go check it out. All right. Bye.